So this square needs an 8. That can't be an 8 because that column already has an 8. That can't be an 8 because that's an 8, and that can't be an 8 because that's an 8. So the only one left is there. So that's an 8. Welcome to the left coast. Tonight, as you can see, I've got some Coke bottle gummy candies to snack on while I do some Sudokus. Let's put those to the side. These are pretty good. I know you've probably seen them in my videos before. It's because I got a giant bag of them for Christmas this year, so you're probably gonna see them again from time to time. Picked up this new Sudoku book from the dollar store. It came with a pen, but to be honest, I didn't really like it, so I'm not gonna use it. But it's got different levels. For one, it's got the answers in the back, which I don't really understand why you need answers for a Sudoku puzzle, because it's just the way that they work. It's got expert in the back, medium in the middle, and then easy at the front. Spoiler alert, I've already done a couple of them, but that's okay. So, anyway, the best part and the reason why I bought this book is this right here. Because my other book, well, let me grab it. My other book is great. I've had it for a long time. But it's really frustrating trying to do the puzzles on the left, because I'm always trying to hold the pen all awkward and fill it in. But this one, because of the binding, I can just flip it over and do one side or the other. It's great. So anyway, let's get into it. So, like I said, the pen that this comes with, I didn't really like. I tried it a little bit. But these are my favorite. This is a Rasa 0.7mm zebra black gel pen. I quite enjoy these. I got them at work, I don't know, 10 years ago or so. Somebody bought them, or they were in the supply room, and I started using them then. I quite enjoy them. Now I buy them for myself for at home. I've even bought them for work when we ran out, just because I like them so much. I like the way they write. I like the way they feel in my hand. I like the click style. I'm not a big fan of pens with lids. I find I just end up losing the lids, or they get broken or missing. So I like these ones, and they last a long time. Anyway, let's have another Coke bottle and get right into it. So, I'll do a quick rundown again before I get going. So each row and each column has to have the numbers 1 through 9 without being duplicated in each of the rows or each of the columns. As well, each square, each of the 9 squares, has to have the numbers 1 through 9 without being duplicated. but it can't have more than one 9. And this row, or this column, has to have a number 9, but it can't be doubled. And this row, and this row, and this row, and this row, and all the rows have to have a 9 without being doubled. So, as you can see, there's already numbers filled in, which gives you the clues you need to fill in the rest. And as you can see, as they get harder, if I flip over to the extra, or expert I should say, there's a lot less numbers, because you get less clues, and they get a lot harder. So, anyway, I'll try and narrate what my brain's doing as I'm doing it. I kind of just bounce all over the place. I don't know if that's helpful or frustrating or what, but I'll try and, like I said, try and talk you through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll just do a puzzle or two and try and have some fun and relax a little bit. So, let's see. So this square needs an 8. That can't be an 8 because that column already has an 8. That can't be an 8 because that's an 8, and that can't be an 8 because that's an 8. So the only one left is there. So that's an 8. Sticking with the 8s, this square needs an 8. That can't be an 8 because... that can't be an 8 because that's an 8. That can't be an 8 because that's an 8. So one of these two has to be an 8. Now, I guess that's a bad example because I don't know where the 8 is over here. So I can't fill that one in yet. Let's see, right in the middle, number 1, that can't be a 1 because that's a 1. And that can't be a 1 because that's a 1. That can't be a 1 because that's a 1. So that's a 1. Sticking with the 1s, these can't be a 1 because that's a 1. And that can't be a 1 because that's a 1. And that can't be a 1 because that's a 1. So that's a 1. So that tells me, because there's a 1 in this row and there's a 1 in this row, this has to be a 1. One of these two has to be a 1. Can't be that one because that's a 1. So that's a 1. Just kind of randomly scanning to see if I have any obvious ones. So that can't be a 2 because that's a 2, but either of those could be a 2, so that doesn't work. It needs a 3. I don't see any clues for 3s. 4, 5, 6. It needs a 6. That can't be a 6, and that can't be a 6. So that's a 6. So 1, 2, and 3. So these are either 2s or 3s, each of them, but we don't know what yet. So we need an 8 here. These can't be an 8 because that's an 8, and these can't be an 8 because that's an 8, and that can't be an 8 because that's an 8. So one of these has to be an 8. Now I know that one of these has to be an 8 because it can't be there because of that 8. So that means the 8 is already in this row, which means that this has to be the 8. That one's a little bit more obscure. I don't know if you followed that, but anyway, move the book. I don't know if that's better or not. 6, 7. One of those has to be a 7. So that means that's a 3 or 7, and that's a 3 or 7. That means that's the only one left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That has to be a 9. Which means that can't be a 9 because that's a 9, and these can't be a 9 because that's a 9. One of these has to be a 9, but it can't be that one because that's a 9. So that's a 9. Let's look at the center row. 1, 2, it needs a 2. 2 can't be there, but it could be here or here. 3 could be in any of them. 4, 5, 6, 7 can't be in that one. Could be in neither of those. Okay, so that didn't get us anywhere. Let's look at this one row up. 1, 2. That could be a 2, and that could be a 2. 3 could be in any of them. 4, 5, 6. We need a 6. Can't be there, so it has to be there. That doesn't really help us. Let's do this column here. 1, 2, 3 could be anywhere. 4, 5 can't be that one, so it has to be one of these. 6, 7, 8, 9 can't be that one, but it could be that one or that one. Oh, this one isn't going as easily as I was expecting. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this one needs a 1. These can't be a 1 because that's a 1, and these can't be 1 because that's a 1. So that means the 1 is in this row. It can't be either of those. So that's a 1. And it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have all the 1s. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. And we don't have all the 8s. But that's okay. This one here, we need a 5. Can't be a 5 there because that's a 5, and there can't be a 5 there because that's a 5, which means one of those two is a 5, but it can't be this one because of that 5. So that's a 5. Okay, now continuing with the 5s, that can't be a 5 because that's 5, and that 5 blocks these 5s from being 5, so that's a 5, which means that that can't be a 5, and that can't be a 5, and that can't be a 5. So that's a 5, which means that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got all the 5s. Starting to get somewhere slowly. 1, 2. That can't be a 2, so the 2 is here. That 2 is already covered in the middle. So that means that has to be a 2, which means one of these has to be a 2. I'm not ready to fill that one in yet. 1, 2, 3. That can't be a 3 because that's 3, so that's a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now that's a 9, and that's a 9, which makes that a 9. And that's a 9, and that's a 9, which makes that a 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6 here, but it can't be there, which means that has to be a 6. Which means these can't be a 6. And that can't be a 6 because that's 6. So that's a 6, which makes that a 6. Makes sense? I'm sure it does. So that means that one of these two is a 6. So that's a 6. One, two, that means that's a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That can't be 4 because that's 4. That's a 4, 5, 6, 7 is left. This one needs a 7. That can't be a 7 because that's 7. So that's a 7. 1, 2, 3 is left. Okay, this row here, 1, 2, 3 is left. Which makes that's a 3. 1, 2 is left, so that's a 2. This row here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is left. That's a 7. This row here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is left. So that's a 7. This square 1, 2 is left. So that's a 2. This column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is left. So that's a 7. One of these two has to be a 7 because that 7's blocking these two. And that 7's blocking that one, so that's a 7. 1, 2. This square needs a 2. That can't be a 2 because that 2, so that's a 2. 1, 2, 3 is left, so that's a 3. 1, 2, 3 is left. Don't know where that is. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 and an 8 are there, but I don't know what yet. That's fine. Let's move over here to this far column. 1, 2. We need a 2. Can't be that 2, so that's a 2. 2, 3, 4. We need a 4, so that's a 4. 1, 2, 3. This row needs a 3. So there's a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that, but the cat's drinking water in the background. If you're wondering what that noise is. Okay, this column needs only one number left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Needs an 8, which makes that an 8, which makes that a 3. 1, 2, 3. Needs a 3. That's a 3. 4, 5, 6. And we're done. That kind of started out slow, but then it went really quick at the end. That's pretty good. Okay, let's have a quick break and eat a gummy candy. Well, I think I'll do another one. Let's see. Isn't that nice? I can just flip the page over. Okay, let's see. I'm just random with this, so this square needs a 1. Those can't be 1 because that's a 1. That's a 1. These ones block here, so that has to be a 1. It can't be that 1. It can't be that 1. So that's a 1. These two block here, so one of these has to be 1. Has to be one of these two. But I don't see an answer for that one yet, so I can't do that one. We're switching to columns. The 6s block here, so that's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, that 2. These can't be a 2 because of these 2's. So that's a 2. That means this bottom, because these 2's, this bottom one has to be a 2. Sticking with the 2's, those can't be a 2 because that's a 2. So that's a 2. And then those can't be a 2, and that can't be a 2, and those can't be a 2. That can't be a 2. So that's a 2. That can't be a 2, and that can't be a 2, and that can't be a 2, and that can't be a 2. So that's a 2. I think that's all the 2's, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4's knock out that, so that's a 4. And these 4's knock out that, so one of these is a 4. I don't have enough for that yet. Okay. Now I know that the 9 has to be in one of these 2 because this square needs a 9. So that means that those can't be a 9 and that can't be a 9 because that's a 9. So that's a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A 7 and a 9 go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can't be a 5. So that's a. Oh. My brain said 5 and my hand wrote 9. I don't know. I was looking at the 9, I guess. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. 6. One of those has to be a 6, 7, 8. Don't have enough yet. Okay. 4, 4, 4. No, one of those is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this row needs a 5, but it can't be either of those because that's a 5. So that's a 5. Okay, that can't be a 1 because that's a 1, and these can't be 1 because that's a 1, and that can't be 1 because that's a 1. So that's a 1. So now the ones in this column and this column are covered. So that makes that a 1. And all the ones are covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 and 8 here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That doesn't help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That doesn't help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That doesn't help. I've always wanted to find a Sudoku. It's kind of random, but I've always wanted to complete a Sudoku where one of the rows or one of the columns just happened to randomly be in sequential order, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've never seen that. I've seen close. I've seen where, like, you know, it could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, but never all 9. I don't know if that's intentional or if maybe the makers thought that would be confusing. I don't know. But yeah, I've been playing for about, probably 10 years. And I've never seen that. So I don't know if it exists. If you've ever seen it, let me know in the comments. Okay. let's do this middle column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that can't be a 5 because that's a 5. So one of these ones has to be a 5. It's not the middle one, so one of these has to be a 5. 6. Could be one of these two or that one. 7. 8. 9. Okay, that didn't work right just yet. Okay, let's do this bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be that one or that one. 6, 7, 8. Again, could be that one or that one. Man, this is just slow like the first one. I'm not sure what's going on. Am I just that tired? Maybe I should have another gummy. Okay. This square here, that can't be a 3 because that's a 3. And these can't be 3 because that's a 3. And that can't be 3 because that's a 3. So that's a 3. That means that in this square, that's covered by 3, and that's covered by 3, and that one's covered by 3. So that's a 3. I guess these gummy bears are helping, or gummy Coke bottles are helping. Which means that that's covered for 3s, and that's covered for 3s, and that one's covered for 3s. So that's a 3. Which means one of these two has to be a 3, and that one's covered for 3, so that's a 3. And all the 3s are covered. Here, this one here, that can't be a 4 because that's a 4. That can't be a 4 because that's a 4. So that's a 4. Which means this row needs a 4. And it can't be that one anymore because that's a 4. So that's a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's our 8. This, it seems to me that, I can't remember if I said this or not, but there's one number in the puzzle that's kind of hard to get the first few. This one seems to be the number 8 because there's only one 8 that was printed actually printed when we started in the whole thing. There's usually one number that's a little on the easiest side and one number that's a little on the harder side. I find anyway. Maybe that's just my brain, but I don't know. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this column needs a 7, so it has to be there. That means that's a 9. Which means that's a 9, which means that's an 8, which means that's an 8. Okay. Let's try this row here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of these is a 5. That can't be a 5 because that's a 5. So that's a 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the only one left. That's a 7. This square needs a 7. It can't be that one because that's a 7. So that's a 7. That means that's a 7, which makes that a 7. Which makes that a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all the 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which makes that not a 9, and that's not a 9, so that's a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All the 9s are done. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's see. Let's try this first row. 1, 2, 3, 4. That could be a 4, but that could be a 4. 5, 6. 6 and 8 that we need. Let's see, that could be a 6. Or that could be a 6 or an 8, so we don't have enough yet. Let's try this middle column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can't be a 5. So it has to be one of those. 6. It can't be that one, but it could be that one or that one. 7, 8. Yeah, not enough. Okay. This row here only has one left. I didn't catch that. And the only one left is 8, so that's got to be an 8. Which makes that an 8. Which makes one of these two has to be an 8. Can't be this top one because that's got an 8. So that's an 8. Which makes that an 8. Which makes that an 8. Which makes that a 6. And that a 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes that a 5.